What is up, guys? MrBayeasy here, and today we're doing some more Seduce Me to the Demon War. As you can see, we're banging these videos out, pretty much back to back. And honestly, the reason is because I'm really enjoying playing this, and I've always enjoyed playing this. And I do want to finish this game for you guys. We only have 2 playthroughs left. By the way, I'll tell you who we're playing in just one second, but I also want to move on to some more otome games and visual novels and whatever it might be. So again, really briefly, I appreciate your time. I want you to drop a comment down below with any suggestions of your personal favorites or ones you'd like to see me play, whether it's an otome game or a visual novel, or I guess both, or anything like that, or like a horror visual novel like Remember. If you haven't seen it, check it out above. I did a playthrough of the demo. But yeah, I mean, I really love sitting down and recording this game. I mean, this is one of the only visual novels I've played, or the biggest one that I've played, and I really enjoy every time I get to sit down and play it. Like, it's a great experience. So you know what? I want to do more of them, and you guys seem to love it, so why not? But yeah, drop your suggestions down below. I know a lot of you gave some good suggestions. If you want to drop the suggestions yet again here, or you want to give me some more, or whatever it might be, I just want as many as you can get, because I'm fairly new to this scene with the visual novels in this genre. So I don't really know a lot about it. I know a lot of horror games, and I know a lot of shooting games and other games in general that are just fun, but not too much from the visual novel or otome game scene. So if you guys are more knowledgeable, which I'm sure you are, let me know in the comments what you want to see me play. So with that being said, we're going to jump into it today with Damien. He did get the more popular vote throughout the entire series. I did go from the beginning of the Matthew playthrough to the end of it and calculated the votes from there and added them to the existing list already. And Damien did get more votes overall. However, Diana, in the very last episode, Matthew's finale, she got a lot more votes than I had ever seen, which of course is probably because she's one of the only ones left, but truthfully, I'm actually very excited to see Diana's playthrough. So we will be getting to that next time, but we're going to get right to Damien's as usual. If you haven't seen the intro, I'm going to be starting from when the boys drop in to the demon world with their wives and everything like that. So if you haven't seen it, click right above. Here is the link to the intro, which I did for the demo, because it's basically the same thing. There's no point in doing it twice. So click up there if you haven't seen it, and let's move on from there. It was funny because as I was skipping through this to get to this part, I saw the stew and it said refuse or just eat it. That was one of the choices, and I was like, I know what's in that now. Those freaking little things, those are imp gonads floating in there. I'm not eating that. All right, so everyone else's wives already dropped in. All right, and the boys, but now Damien just plopped his self here looking like that, so I don't know what that's about. But anyway, Damien. I swerved around Diana and rushed to Damien, meeting him halfway and wrapping my arms around him tightly.
I'm so glad you're safe.
I'm glad too, bro. And this one's going to be interesting because this is the first one where he's human, right? So this is going to be kind of weird, or like, you know, not weird, but like it's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not a demon like the other ones. I took in his scent, his warmth. He was here in my arms, and I couldn't have asked for anything more. Damien seemed to feel the same as he wrapped his arms around my form and buried his face into my shoulder. Give him a... What the fuck? Can't we do both? This seems like a moment where there should be like a little thing on the side saying do both, or one over here where it's like, you know, give him an ass slap or something. Let's give him a squeeze. Sounds delicious. I tightened my hold on Damien, slightly expressing my love and happiness at seeing and feeling him again. He squeezed back lovingly, peppering my neck with kisses. Gee, he's getting it on right here. They're about to be on this table in 2 seconds. As Damien and I had our moment, his brother stepped up near us, almost in a protective circle. That's right. Sam, however, moved towards Diana, glaring hard.
You've got 10 seconds to explain why she's here, bitch.
Damn, see?
I'm going to ignore that insult for the sake of the bride. However, I wasn't the one who brought her here.
Why did he step forward? Why not Damien?
You're such a terrible liar.
Maybe he can already sense the thoughts. He's like, guys, shut up. I know what's going on. I turned to see Matthew and Sam standing in front of me and Damien, ready to attack Diana. The succubus in question, however, seemed unfazed by their attempts at intimidation. Guys.
Did she bring you here?
See, he's all reasonable and shit. What? Turning my head back to Damien, I saw a serious look in his eyes. I had only seen that look once before, when Diana had confronted me and showed me his past. I shook my head. Damn it! This is another one of those situations where I wish I knew. Let me know in the comments. I wish I knew it. I don't know the whole thing. I'm pretty sure it happened in Seduce Me 1, that's pretty much. No, she didn't bring me here. It was the Demon Lord.
I beg your pardon?
Why does that surprise you so much?
Are you sure?
Oh, it's Damien. I'm sorry, Damien. Say your line, damn it. Don't just get angry. I stared at Damien, seeing something in his eyes ignite like an angry flame that was quickly growing. His hold on me tightened as he looked at Diana.
Why did he bring her here?
Oh shit, you going Super Saiyan? You kind of have the hair for it, I guess. I looked over at to Diana, knowing that she would explain, but I was surprised to see her flinch back at his expression. Was she scared? Shaking her head, Diana cleared her throat and looked back to Damien, settling back into her uncaring gaze.
He wanted to lure you all back, knowing that at least you, Damien, would chase after her, and the others would follow. Obviously, his plan worked.
Well, shit. This time, it was the boys who flinched in surprise, feeling the weight of her words. However, Damien gathered himself and spoke up again.
Well, thank you for keeping her safe. We'll be...
She can't leave.
Fabulous.
And why not?
That face is still my favorite face in the whole game.
She's been cursed by the Demon Lord. She can't leave unless she dies or until we kill him.
You plan to kill him?
We're obviously not going to choose the former. We've been fighting the Demon Lord for 10 years now. Might as well have another reason to kill him.
My eyes looked to Damien, wondering what he was thinking. Diana then shrugged.
However, it will take some time to plan out our attack. We can't just walk into his castle and slit his throat.
Shadow might be able to, shit. Damien finally looked back to me, staring into my eyes as if he was trying to find some sort of response. I stared back, trying to find some hint as to what he was thinking about in his eyes. He slowly leaned forward and kissed my forehead before turning his head back to Diana.
How much time do you need?
1 week.
I think it's a really bad situation. You're trapped here, and I'm human, so I can't do much to help in the war.
Well, we're boned. Alright, as we reached our room, I took in that the ambassador room I had claimed the night before was officially sanctioned for me and Damien. The others were given rooms in another part of the castle, so we had some space to ourselves. Stepping in, I took a seat on the bed, feeling mild exhaustion sweep over me. However, Damien looked around the room in slight awe. I tilted my head, wondering why. Damien stepped around the room, looking around and observing every piece of decor as he got to the mantel. He looked almost stunned to see the design and architecture of it. It was almost like watching a little kid walk into a museum. Now, you know what I also wonder, and I'm sorry to interrupt, I wonder if he was also human in all the other playthroughs when he was with Twyla, if I remember her name correctly. But I wonder if he was human then too, or if that was only a decision he made when he was with us. I just don't know, because I'm pretty sure Twyla was some sort of weirdo. I don't know, like maybe a fairy or something. I don't know. Damien? My voice caught his attention, causing Damien to jump up and look at me in surprise. As he calmed down, he rubbed the back of his neck in nervousness.
Sorry, I've never really been in a room like this before, so this is a bit of a surprise to me.
What do you mean? You lived here? Wait, no, you lived in a castle before, you know what I'm saying? What did you get, like the dog house or something? Really, what kind of room did you have? I stared at Damien in shock. He really never saw a room like this? This is actually kind of a fancy room. We kind of sound kind of like a bitch. You know, like mentioning this, like, oh, we're just so used to this luxury. We were in the demon world though. How could this have not been familiar to him? I was positive that he would have at least seen a room like this in his time here. Damien shook his head in reply.
I never had a room growing up.
Where were you? Did someone, like, what? Where were you? Where did you get raised? And my heart suddenly crumbled in my chest, and now we're realizing the bitch-madeness of what we said. I knew that Damien was the mistreated bastard son of the Demon Lord, but to not have a room, that was almost cruel. I couldn't help imagining Damien sleeping on the cold marble floor. What? Of the Grand Hall, or even in a cell. My soul began to weep for him, but I knew that it was just better to ask him about his experiences than assume the absolute worst cases. How did you sleep then?
Well, demons don't sleep at all, actually.
Fabulous, we know this. But now you have to, so you're going to enjoy this bed with me. That made absolutely no sense. Wait, what? They don't? Then why do they have beds and stuff then? Damien blushed a bit with a grimace across his lips.
Well, other than having, sex.
Ew.
Demons rest.
Wait, go back. Listen to that laugh. I'm raising the volume on that. Hold on.
Well, other than having...
Listen to this.
Sex.
Ew.
Demons rest. Like lying down and reading or something like that, but demons never close their eyes for long. It opens them up to being taken advantage of.
Well then, I'm assuming the worst on that. Then how the heck do demons function?
With energy and food. As long as a demon has both, or at least one or the other, they can keep functioning without needing to sleep. Lying down simply lets them stop using their energy.
Well, alright then. Then what about in the human world, where you and the others pretending to sleep? Damien shook his head, driving another confused wedge into my brain. What, demons could sleep then, but only if they wanted to? But they absolutely didn't need to, so they didn't have to? Oh my goodness, Damien laughed at a bit at my confusion.
When we went to the human world, we got to experience sleep for the first time.
For the first time!
It was so good for us, and we felt relaxed, so we kept at it, like regular humans. Besides, the risks we had here are not the same as the risks in the human world.
Well then. There was still a lot I had to learn about demons. Apparently, not that I needed to know, but my curiosity about them grew the more I learned about them. Damien smiled and walked over to sit beside me and kiss my cheek.
I think we'll be safe to sleep, though. This is Lilith Castle, after all.
Yeah, right. If you're not safe in your home headquarters, man, that just sucks. I mean, if you're not safe there, you're really not safe anywhere, I guess. Lilith Castle, this place has a name? With a nod, Damien pointed over at the mantle, tracing through the air at the markings in the stonework.
If I remember right, James told me about the first succubus, Lilith, and how she gave birth to incubi and succubi from this very castle. Diana is her descendant.
Yeah.
So she now owns this place.
Said Diana really weird, man. So Diana really was a princess. I was a bit surprised to confirm that fact, but in the end it made sense. She had the attitude of one, that was for sure. Damien wrapped an arm around my shoulders and smiled.
At least we'll get some good sleep tonight.
Yeah. I could feel that we would be okay in our room. The castle was well fortified from what I knew, and Diana seemed to be on top of making sure everything ran smoothly, as did the other rebel leaders. Everything was like a well-oiled machine. I leaned my head on Damien's shoulder, letting out a small sigh. I'm sorry.
Huh? For what?
I looked up at Damien, remembering that I had been gone an entire day. I must have worried him sick and made everyone else go crazy at my absence, not only from the wedding, but from the entire human world. For going missing. I was gone for a whole day. Oh, that's right, he's gonna mention the time thing. Let's skip a bit. Alright, so we're gonna do... these are like the same thing. I'm serious, like both or butt squeeze. That should be like the side options. Lie in his arms, or embrace Damien. I guess this is embracing is a more, I guess it's more intense. I was stunned by the love I was given by Damien. Despite being human, he traveled through the gates of worlds to try and find me. I was lucky to have a loving man like him. My only regret was being in this world instead of at the altar with him. I wrapped my arms around Damien and pressed my forehead to his shoulder, closing my eyes and taking in his scent and love. Eventually, Damien pulled away and stared down at me with a tired smile.
We should get some rest. There's a long week ahead of us.
Alrighty. I nodded in agreement, knowing exactly what he meant. We slowly crawled into bed and snuggled into each other's arms, embracing the darkness of slumber once more. It sounds so fucking evil when you put it like that. What the fuck? As sleep welcomed me, a thought ran through my mind. What would happen? Obviously the boys would help fight in the war, but what about Damien? He was indeed human and had no abilities to use as such. Then again, maybe he could still use magic as a human. Carrie was able to do so, and she was human, but she was a witch, trained in magic. Damien's abilities came with his demon side, which he no longer had. How would he fight then? Maybe he needs to become a swordsman or something crazy cool. The question floated around. We have magic, right? We're human. The question floated around in my mind, in my dream as I drifted to a calm and peaceful sleep. Okay.
Why can't I sleep?
What the fuck, dude? First of all, those pants, I literally thought you had nothing on. What is that? Your belly button is askew. What? Oh, I guess he's kind of at an angle. You have this, man, this must be like a family trait with your freaking transparent nipples. Like 20% opacity nipples. Anyway, moving on.
Something's wrong.
Ew, dude. Just can't get it up.
Something is indeed wrong, boy. You're in the demon world, and you won't even acknowledge your demon side.
Are you the pillow?
Huh? What are you doing here?
Observing a disappointment for amusement. You keep continuing to fail at living so much that it's become a wonderful form of entertainment. The demon who lost his powers. Doesn't that sound absolutely ridiculous? Let's replace it with the demon whose wife almost became the demon lord's next bed bitch.
Why are you saying those things? No bed bitch.
What do you want?
Oh, come now, don't be so hostile. You'll wake the human up.
She and I are both human.
I cannot believe it. Is that what you still think, boy? Do you truly believe yourself to be human?
Look at his nips. Come on now.
Yes, no matter how many times you taught me, I know the truth. I am human.
Get shittied.
Well, I hate to break the delusion you may be under, but you should know that becoming a human is impossible for a demon.
You did it.
That's not true. I've been a human for over 2 years now. I don't believe you.
Then you are more of a disappointment than I imagined. God, why don't you just give up?
What?
Then again, if you gave up, then I would lose my entertainment.
Leave.
Damn. Just simple as that.
Fine, fine, I shall. But heed my words, boy. Tomorrow will be a very rough awakening for you. I can feel it.
We gonna be riding him or something? Oh man. This isn't good, Damien. I don't know what that's about. The morning rose with me, stretching and yawning the sleep out of my body. I surprisingly had a peaceful night, but apparently Damien didn't, as he wasn't in bed with me. Again! Never mind. I looked to the side to see him not under the sheets with me, but standing by the fireplace, staring into the flames with bags under his eyes. I slowly rose from the bed and covered my mouth as another yawn escaped me. Damien? At the sound of my voice, Damien looked over, eyes glazed over in exhaustion. I could tell that something had kept him up, so I slid my legs off of the bed and walked over to him, wrapping my arms around him. What's wrong? Oh, geez. He's not talking at all. I looked up into his violet and blue eyes, trying to find an answer within them, despite it being impossible. You've tried for like 5 seconds. You don't even know that. Whatever it was that kept him up, I wanted to know and try to help. Still, Damien remained silent. His arms, however, wrapped themselves around my form and gently pulled me against his body, leaning his forehead against mine. With a soft, tired sigh, Damien closed his eyes and gave me a small squeeze.
Did you sleep well?
I nodded, but remained concerned. If something was wrong, I wanted to know and try to help him get over it. Still, Damien said nothing and just smiled at me.
Good. That's good.
What about you, my dude? I needed to know what was wrong. Something about Damien didn't seem to be okay, and I wanted to see what I could do. Damien simply stared down at me, exhaustion plaguing his eyes, before shaking his head.
Nothing's wrong. At least, I don't think so.
Then why do you look so tired, my dude? Damien pressed his lips together and looked down at the space between us, almost in shame. What was he hiding? Couldn't get it up or something?
I didn't sleep much last night. Sorry.
I think he just couldn't get it up. I furrowed my eyebrows and cupped. He doesn't have the demon virility anymore. I furrowed my eyebrows and cupped his cheek. He was warm, probably from sitting in front of the fire for a long while. He was just freaking roasting. Still, I was now worried for Damien. Maybe you should head back to bed and try and catch some sleep. Damien opened his mouth to speak, but was interrupted by the sound of a pounding fist at our door.
Oi! Got some food. Let us in.
All right.
Rise and shine.
Carrie. Damien and I stared at the door before holding hands and circling around the bed to sit at the edges of it. As we settled onto the mattress, Damien called out, masking his exhaustion.
Come in.
All right. The door opened to reveal the other incubi and their wives, who began to slowly file in, each with a plate of food in their hands. Carrie and Sam, however, had 2 each and passed us their extra plates.
There you go.
Thanks, Carrie.
There you go, bro.
Thank you, Sam.
The group settled into the room, making themselves comfy whether they were standing or sitting on the bench. As I looked down at the plate in my hands, I took note of the food on it: jerky, cheese, the diarrhea thing, food, and bread. Simple. I began to chow down on the fruit as James cleared his throat.
So, we need to discuss training.
Sam and Matthew let out a simultaneous groan. Obviously not in the mood to get into the conversation James wanted to start up.
Do we have to? Can't we wait until after breakfast?
As much as I would agree, we are strapped for time. We need to settle a plan, and soon.
We train like we used to do. Go and kick the bastard's ass, and we go home. Done.
Simple. See, I like that plan. Sam began to stuff his face, finishing saying his piece as James pinched the bridge of his nose and let out a sigh of irritation. Carrie grabbed Sam's shoulder and shook it slightly, making him look up at her.
As awesome as you are, I don't think that'll be enough.
Damn. Getting short.
Indeed. We may be 5 strong, but we'd still be going up against the man who has always been stronger than all of us combined.
What?
We need to think logically about this.
He didn't seem that strong to me and all the other ones.
Well, not to bring up the elephant in the room, but aren't you guys kind of downy, brother? At least demon-wise?
Oh my god, look, let me just, okay, for 1 second, because I didn't get much of a chance to, recently. You can't be criticizing with those. You just can't. Okay, look, you can't, all right? When you take them off and you come back with some normal shit, then you could be talking some shit. I mean, we don't even know what you do. You have like fucking Tic Tacs on your shirt. Get out of here. Everyone looked over at Norin, taking in what she had said. She was right. Damien was human now and couldn't train like a demon, right? Everyone's shitting on him, dude. Damien looked down at his plate again and began to eat in silence. What was wrong? The others continued to chat, ignoring me and Damien.
While Damien may be human now, he can still fight.
Any human can fight, really, if you piss them off enough. I think Damien's got more of a reason to be pissed off than anyone else.
Exactly.
Yeah, all 5 of us can kick his ass. 4 demons in a human style.
The fuck? Like it's some karate move?
Well, not exactly.
Diana, you were in here earlier. I wasn't really, you had some choice things to say, girl. At that moment, everyone turned their heads to see Diana at the door. To my surprise, her expression was a very guilt-driven and regretful demeanor. Something in my gut began to churn. What did Diana mean? What did she have in mind?
Not exactly?
You're not exactly down, a brother. At least not in the sense you are insinuating.
What are you like half, you have like a halfie or something? Diana stepped further into the room, placing her hands together by her stomach and looking to Damien, who simply looked back at her with tired but stern eyes.
What do you mean?
The room began to fill with a tense aura, making it clear that Diana was going to drop some sort of bombshell on us. In a fit of discomfort, Sam rolled his shoulders and practically spat out at Diana.
Well, out with it.
With a heavy and low breath, Diana looked into Damien's piercing gaze, no longer able to hide what secret she was keeping.
Damien, can you read my mind right now?
My dude, you still have it? That's kind of cool. Silence once again trickled into the air. I looked to Damien, now very confused and concerned. Did he still have his mind-reading abilities? I thought she turned him human. He wasn't a demon anymore, right? I wasn't on Demon Ween Piece, right? As I stared, Damien kept his gaze locked on Diana, concentrating on her, eerily slowly. His eyes began to widen with fearful dread. Was he able to read her mind after all? Whoa! The next second became blurred as Damien pounced off of the bed and charged at Diana, slamming her into the wall by her neck. Damn! Damn!
You lied to me!
Oh my god, he sounds different.
Damien!
He doesn't sound calm anymore.
Hey!
You swore that I would be human!
I instantly stood, lost in a state of shock from seeing Damien lock Diana in a fist chokehold, pressing her hard against the stone wall behind her. Naturally, Diana gripped Damien's wrist, trying to pry it off of her.
Why can't I read your thoughts?
Desperate for air, Diana lifted her leg up and kicked Damien off of her, vaulting him back to slam into Sam and Carrie. Damn, poor Carrie! Diana buckled to the ground, coughing wildly as Sam managed to catch Damien and keep them both upright as Carrie held onto the bench to keep from rolling back. Damien! I instantly rushed over to Damien, pulling him from Sam's hold and wrapping my arms around him. He was shaking and I caught sight of tears running down his cheeks, as if he was trying to disbelieve what was happening.
What did you do to him?
Diana lifted her head and grasped her neck. However, her expression wasn't one of rage, but still of deep regret. She knew that this would happen, and this was a deserved punishment. She expected this.
I never turned you human. I only drained you of your energy through a ritual. It was supposed to completely wipe out any need for energy, making you human. But you've never been completely transformed.
What? Are you shitting me in the balls? Damien attempted to lunge at Diana again, causing me to instinctively grip onto him and keep him back. None of this made sense. If he was still a demon, then eventually he would have needed energy. Yet there was no point where he drained it from me. But Damien never felt like a demon. Odd statement in this particular situation. We've been practically magic-free for 2 years. That doesn't make sense. What the fuck, dude? Alright, anyway.
I've had no magic, no mind reading for 2 years. I never felt the need to feed or drain any energy the entire time. How is this possible?
Jeez.
You're in the demon world. This world is full of magic, strong enough to rekindle your abilities. The human world is too pure to give your body the power it needed to convert back to your demon state.
This entire situation became a myriad of confusion. Damien never became human, Diana didn't fulfill her end of the deal, what was going on? Damien eventually slumped into my arms, his adrenaline completely drained as he took in the truth of what had become of him. At the same time, the situation hit me as well. Damien was still a demon. Unconsciously so, but still unchanged. A part of me was relieved, while the other part of me felt incredibly sorry for him.
I'm sorry.
No.
Damn. Shittied. Damien looked up at Diana, his eyes full of tired rage. Diana stared back, flinching at the sight. I could feel the anger revolving around Damien's body as I held him close to me, which in turn almost frightened me. So why was she being such a weird weirdo like last night?
You'll never be sorry for anything. The Princess of Lilith is too prideful to give a damn about anyone but herself, and it's always been that way.
Damn, you're saying it looking like that with that weird lip status? Jeez. I could hear the venom snaking into his words as he struck them at the succubus. However, there was also deep pain and hurt. Who wouldn't be? He had been living a lie, and the reality of the truth was crashing down around him.
Was it funny? Tricking me into believing you? Oh, it must have been. Because you fooled me for the past 2 years and managed to get away with my energy. You always get what you want, don't you?
Damn. No, don't. I'm not saying nothing, dude. I don't want to not side with him. That's kind of like going against him, right? He was right. This was unfair. Diana swore to make him human, and she tricked him into believing she had. Despite the cruel tone of Damien's words, Diana deserved to hear each one. Diana slowly stood and rubbed her neck, rogue tears running down her face, but her expression contorted to one of cold hatred. Oh!
The joke's on me, then. I returned to see my kingdom in flames and my family gruesomely slaughtered. So I guess I didn't get what I wanted either.
Fuck it, moving on. That caused the silence to engulf the room. The news formed a dark pit in my stomach, forcing me to imagine such a scene and shake it out of my thoughts furiously. Damien didn't speak. Instead, he moved and sat down on the bed, his head in his hands as he curled over his knees. I followed, wrapping my arms around him comfortingly. Damien's brothers, however, each took a step towards Diana.
Give Damien his energy back.
Impossible.
Shit!
Like hell it is! If he's still a demon, he needs his energy to fight.
I've spent the last 10 years fighting the Demon Lord with both of their energies. I'm not as powerful as I was then, so I no longer have the ability to give him anything without risking my life.
Who said we gave a damn about you?
Dang, she's just been bleeding energy that whole time? Sam stepped up to Diana, leaning nose to nose with her. His anger flared around his body, giving an intimidating warning that didn't seem to faze her.
You fucked over our brother.
Oh shit.
We don't give a shit about what happened because of your fuck up. You're gonna fix this, or else.
Damn! Damn! Seriously. That's all I can say. This has been nothing but damn moments.
That's enough, Sam.
Eric, seemingly the only sensible one of the group of incubi, grabbed onto Sam's shoulder and pulled him away from Diana. Sam gave in, still glaring at the succubus before sitting down beside his wife on the bench. I, however, became torn. What was going to happen now? Damien was a demon again and was getting his powers back. Wait, we don't know that. Yet Damien didn't want his powers back at all, even at the risk of being the odd brother out. This entire situation became a conglomerate mess of uncertainty and confusion that I had to lower my head and close my eyes for a moment. Diana wiped her eyes, letting out a small sigh, before she glanced around the room.
I will do what I can to fix this issue. For now, however, you can correctly assume that the 5 of you are all demons and can fight with your incubus abilities.
But all Damien can do is read minds, right? I mean, I'm assuming. With a cold glare, Diana locked eyes with Sam. As she spoke, Sarah, who had only just entered the room, stepped behind Diana to add to her intimidation.
And if any of you dare step up to me and threaten me again, you will not live to see the final battle.
Fabulous. Sam moved to stand, sudden anger flashing through his expression, before Carrie grabbed hold of his arm and pulled him back down to sit beside her. Diana closed her eyes and took a breath before crossing her arms and regaining her professional composure. The air was filled with anxious irritation, but we had to let it go for now. We would hash everything out at a later time, but for now we had to focus on what was going to bring me and Damien home. Whoa. Diana ran a hand through her hair and looked around the room, pressing her lips into a fine line.
So, about all of you participating in the war, you all obviously need to train.
Alright, so with that, I think that's where we're going to stop it right here, because I usually give you guys the choice to choose the generals. Now, if I remember correctly, the only ones we haven't done are Rabbit and Sergeant. Sergeant. Yeah, he's always holding the shit behind his back. I keep forgetting that. So Sergeant. That's the only people we haven't done yet. So I want you guys to vote for the next time as well, for who we're going to train with next time. But let me know, are you enjoying this so far? Does this story mode or this particular route interest you at all? Because honestly, it really interests me. I 100% thought he was human. I thought he was gonna have to do some crazy, swordsmanship or something, you know what I'm saying, to actually be, a contender. But I think he still might have to do that. I don't know what else he can do. I think he can only read minds, so I don't know how much that's gonna help. But maybe he's like, when he unlocks his full abilities, maybe he has some sort of shit where he can control with his mind or something. That'd be pretty cool. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely make sure you rate the video what you think it deserved. And if you did enjoy it, please consider sharing the video as well. That kind of stuff really helps me out a lot, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, or any social media really, or even word of mouth with your friends. That's really awesome too. Of course, it directly helps me as well as the entire community and is greatly appreciated. So with that being said, if you want to become a sage in training, make sure you subscribe today. And as always, this has been MrBayeasy, your favorite sage, and I'll see you in the next video.